All right, part 2. We're now going to turn decimals into fractions. All right, so the best way to turn a decimal into a fraction is actually to read your decimal or your decimal out loud or in your head. But before we can do that, one thing we need to know is what are all of the words we're going to use and what are the place values of those decimal point numbers. That's something that we learned probably several years ago, but especially with the decimal part, we tend to forget. So let's review real quick. Let's say I have the decimal 0.7682. We'll just stop there. So 0, we know, we just read as 0. The decimal point, we're going to read as the word and. Okay? And then every number after the decimal point has a place value. If you remember, this first number is going to be in the tenths place. We added th at the end, tenths. Second number is going to be in the 100ths place. Third number is going to be in the 1000ths place. And the last number here, the fourth number, 10,000ths place. We could go on and on and on to 100,000ths, millionths, but really this is about as far as you're probably going to see. So tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Those are the place values. So once you know the place values, all you have to do is read your decimal out loud or in your head if you prefer. Then you can turn it into a fraction. Once you've turned it into a fraction, you're going to make sure that you simplify. Neither of our examples here can be simplified, but we're going to make sure we simplify. So in this example here, 7 tenths, we know it's tenths because there's only one number past the decimal point, so we read it as 7 tenths. And then we can just put it as a fraction, 7. Okay, so the number that we see goes as our numerator, and then tenths, because it is a one place after the decimal point number, 10 will be our denominator. So that's it, 7 tenths, 7 over 10. And this one cannot be simplified. Over here we have a number before our decimal, so we start with 4. That's our whole number, so we just write it as 4. Remember we said the decimal point was and, so 4 and 28. So I have two numbers past the decimal, 28. I end at the second place here, which I know is the hundredths place. Second place is hundredths place. So I'm going to put 28 over 100. And I lied earlier, that can be simplified. So we kept our whole number and we did 7 over 25. So divided both of these by 4. So our answer is 4 and 7 over 25, 7/25. Okay, so you're simply going to read it out loud and make sure you know your place values, tenths, hundreds, thousandths, and so on. And then you're going to simplify. So once you finish writing that information down and you feel confident, you're going to head to part 2 of the worksheet and write these 8 decimals as fractions. Be careful on ones like this, even though you have a 0 there, that counts as a number past the decimal. So this right here would be 2 places, so it would go over the number 100, not the number 10.